went out with the third foul. The Raptors have since gone on a 16-5 run. Kyrie Irving.
Not over. He was only shooting from distance about 35%.
Good offense. Bad job by Shumpert helping off of Patterson.
Well, when Larry went out with the third foul, the Raptors have since gone on a 16-5. Kyrie
was able to get all the way to the basket without any type of a rotation, a double team.
Irving puts the moves on again. We'll have our halftime report with Sage, Jalen Rose, and Doug Collins in L.A. Talk about the terrific start for Paul Millsap and a preview.
Letting the shot go and is back to the baseline as he comes up underneath, but he plays the glass.
Trapping Irving, used the behind the back dribble to escape from it. Jefferson with the open look.
9 points a game more than they did to start the season in the first 2 months.
Well, he's going to find out who he can keep and who he can let go, Fred, because playing his style, you got to be dedicated to the system.
JR,
in the mask from a broken nose he suffered a little over a month ago. But he's healthy now, having a career year, averaging 18 per game.
And 16 off the bench.
They do. Boston's here tomorrow, right? Back-to-back, yep. Meanwhile, Washington will head home to play Indiana tomorrow night.
Did we trade out to that game? And act like we didn't.
I got to honor the family name and put the third on my jersey. Fry off the bounce.
James inside the arc.
Shot making, and right there, the pass there to Millsap. What a handle by Irving. Oh, goodness.
Point shot. Closing out to the body of Miles.
Irving behind the back. Knocks down points. Cavs by 13. Irving again.
Team in the paint. Horford and Millsap 2 of 14 combined in the lane. On the floor.
Very good start here. Here's Kyrie Irving. Got it. Little mid-range.
Irving snake his way through. He used that wall from Thompson.
Kevin Love for three.
Deep in the paint, forced a double team. A timely cut by Corey Joseph. They just missed a wide open.
Posted up, don't get a bad pass. At this end for the Hawks, perfect pass. Allow the man to set up.
Irving on the attack. They've assisted on 12 of their 17 field goals.
See, they got this 2 plays in a row.
And Love's got 2 threes
Down the lane in front of the rim. So it's nice that he scored.
Love comes to the corner, airball the last one.
From the top off of him, I have no idea why they don't sag when he catches it and step off the block.
You're right, the concern is not him scoring the basketball and catching on the block.
Inside, nice move from James.
The right basketball play. Cleveland's doing a good job of shooting the right shots, be them in the paint or from the three-point line.
James, quick spin move and finish. Out with the ankle injury. 5th straight start for Biyombo. What a game he had the other day in the clincher against Miami. James against Carroll.
Just trying to make another run. LeBron's played 32 minutes today. Against Courtney Lee. We'll back him down. Ducks inside. He was fouled.
Durant and Westbrook. The role play is playing outstanding. They're getting it done defensively, scoring in bunches. I wouldn't count out that Warrior team, though.
It is one great accomplishment. They have fought 2 historically great teams so very well.
James has it. James sets. Three-pointer. That's good. LeBron James. Even in the games in Cleveland, the Raptors started out well. They just never let up in Game 3 here the other night.
And they want Biyombo on James when he goes into the post.
Biyombo hand in the face of JR time.
You know, Kevin Love deflected an earlier play. He dove for it, he missed. They got a bucket off it. There, again, is in position where he has to guard Curry. Does an excellent job and forces a turnover.
Tyronn Lue has been talking about both Irving and Love's defensive improvement. James, couple of fakes, kicks it out. Love tries another 3, and in and out.
This championship team, including one-time Cavalier Darnell Jackson. That's pretty amazing. Off one squad, 6 NBA players. 5 came out in the same draft year, and then Cole Aldridge as well. JR backs out, squares up. No.
So you look at that shot chart, you don't need to look at the score. I know we're being drilled.
Damari Carroll back in. Carroll played just 14 minutes in the first half. J.R. Smith.
Time come out fresh.
I always thought they did that when they were together in Phoenix. That was a controversial move there in Phoenix.
The Raptors played well in the first period here in Cleveland. Right now in some trouble. James drives, finishes with the left hand. Anderson just 1 of 5 from downtown. That would have cut it to 10 with just over 7.5 remaining. Irving, good feed inside, and James with the left hand.
With the crossover. At 6:11 gets to the hole with the shot clock expiring. And here's Irving again, Kyrie.
Irving. Green picks him up. James open, lays it up and in. But game threes have not been kind to Golden State in the 2016 playoffs. They were up 2-0 against Houston, lost game 3. Up 2-0 against Portland, lost game 3. They lost game 3 in Oklahoma City as well in the conference finals before that great comeback. As James drills another
Job out of that timeout by Frankie Vogel.
And how about the bench for the Pacers? With 31 of the 70 first half points, Irving, beautiful.
Ball arm up there, tipped it back in.
34-30, Cleveland. Irving the speed. Kyrie Irving size very well in that matchup. Detroit with 4 turnovers all in the quarter. Irving against Blake. Spins away from him. Oh, he put him in a blender.
I was fortunate to be able to learn that from Jerry West.
Here comes Irving. Got inside. Caldwell. Pump for 2.
We have to do a better job defensively.
Maybe he's focusing so much on the offensive end.
Yes.
They've lost a little bit of their defensive mojo. J.R. Smith backs it up.
play here in the third. James floats it up and Thompson throws it.
College, his offensive game was superb, but then getting a chance to watch him his first 2 years, and that's a deep three.
Each team with multiple timeouts. Irving, crossover, inside!
James on the attack. Able to finish that time.
It's 10 rebounds, 10 assists. James drives and finishes.
Gotta be careful now that it doesn't blow by you.
Mike Scott, primary defense. James on the attack. He looks so easy too. On the rebound. It's such a good 5-man unit here. Shumpert instead of J.R. Smith for the moment. I'm sure you'll see J.R. in a few, but this group with Fry, the way he's playing, and Love, seem camped down the corners. The bigs are camped down the corners. Space for LeBron to get to the rim and throw it down. Inside for Russell Westbrook. His 38th double-double on the season. Second to Detroit's Andre Drummond. Smith is feeling it.
There it is.
March wrapping up today, LBJ should be the front runner for his 31st Career Player of the Month award for the month of March.
Yeah, he may have to take a little bit of a cut to help him out, the team out if he wants to stay.
JR. Lim stays attached. JR puts it on the wood. Step back. 2 more. He's in a
LBJ gets it back. J.R. Smith keeping the ball. A rising 3. No.
So a jinx carryover.
Yes.
Here comes LeBron on the give up. JR fires. Got it! Big time bucket!
With J.R. Kevin Love, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving. Gotta go to work. J.R. elevates for 3.
The fear of Drummond having the inside position kept LeBron from having to defend over the top, so he had to back off, and that gave him the chance to get to the basket.
JR can't do it.
Of the playoffs. But he has actually played well the first 2 games. In fact, he may have been their best player in game 2. J.R. Smith's first is really hard. Meanwhile, during that last timeout, that Lowry long-distance shot was ruled as Smith missed.
Cavs leading. Kyrie Irving over the top. That's good.
They made 10 of 19. Lakers have made 3 of 11. They've got to change that. Kevin?
Thank you.
Moments of ace. Attack the basket. Something they've done quite a bit in the playoffs, but not so much in game one. Irving attacks the basket. Thompson deflects short of the second half. Now he's hit his last two. He's got 22 on 8 of 11 shooting. Kyrie Irving, long to go. But it's been a while for these fans, Mark.
Well, they're hungry, they're thirsty, they're enthusiastic, and you can tell. Pre-game situation, they have been on the smoke still in the building. It's unbelievable.
Has not cleared yet. James.
It's a game high. He's missed 4 of the last 6. The right shoulder an issue. Irving screen from Fry.
They should have at least 5 possessions left. Time to come back. Kyrie off balance 3.
And a lot in that open court, and they really are athletic enough to get a lot of those dunk shots or strong moves to the hoop.
Irving pushes it on the backcourt.
Fry, Thompson, Shumpert up front. Fry, nice cut by Irving. The pull-up for 2.
Very diligent in their transition defense.
41-37. Shumpert airs it out.
Still a 4-point Cavalier lead, almost halfway through the quarter. Looking for Irving again, feeling short this time. Thompson,
Oh,
it was when you were growing up.
And a lot of things are because of that.
Irving for 3. 13 points.
Wow, that was a desperation heave.
54-46. Kyrie gets to the rack this time.
Okay.
Remember, he began the season 21st in the scoring list. He's now number 13 with Dominic, the next one to fall. Oh, Kyrie! So Horford's got 20. Horford now switches out on Irving on a cleared floor. They'll try to take him. The pull-up. Beautifully done.
Well said. My perspective is drastically different. I was not prepared for the stage a year ago. I am much more relaxed now, Mike. We'll see as this wears on.
You know, Doris, all the players have talked about that as James drives inside and you've shot well through most of this series, but it's Lowry after the first 2 games has turned it around. And when both of them are on all cylinders, they are a tough team to beat. Smith up top, Irving. James hits the started out well.
3-point shot. Survives.
He just never let up at game 3 here the other night.
Tristan Thompson had an opportunity. I know he has 2 fouls.
James when he goes into the
foul
post.
run instead of giving him an easy bucket.
First field goal, number 5.5 minutes.
J.R. Smith.
Pistons. Johnson on James. Little turnaround. LeBron got it.
Kids growing up, he dreamed of being in the NBA. At 16, he was discovered. Nice backdoor, and Smith throws it down. 18 points in 17 minutes. Oh, gorgeous passes.
And when your hand is below the equator of the ball and comes over the top, you're going to get called every time. Inside, J.R.
Banged up. That was the reality this year. Guys, he says he feels 10 times better.
And that's big time now. J.R. Smith with 3.
This point in the game, keep everything in front of you.
Tristan is out rebounded Drummond tonight. 14-8.
Oh.
Good Kevin Love inside.
This is an inspirational game for this team, that they can play their type of basketball.
Inside a minute to go. Good D by Favors to get on Smith, who hoists the 3.
They can get it into single figures going to halftime. Nice pass inside.
Coach knows his tendencies and how his team functions, and that's important also.
LeBron James inside. Creep within 7. Number 2, cutting LeBron James.
Dribble like Westbrook and Durant. So it's an excellent addition, and he can play point or the 2 guard.
Nice feeding. He's watching practice, and he found out that the trade went through. It's the same action again. Delve it over.
Is because of my preparation.
And some guys say that. Great execution.
19. Started to grow up in Grand Rapids, then switched to high school to join his dad.
Transition early offense before the team is set up. That's where he has to be aggressive.
LeBron. Because of how far he ran to over from the center to the right, and then came off of that screen to get the shot off.
Irving to space, and Kyrie. Stellar defense by Kyrie Irving fighting over the top of a screen. That's a better shot by Curry.
James, he's been hot from outside. That could
with limited fouls.
So we're all tied at 34. Score 6-1. James on the tech board.
Really a terrific accomplishment for this team. To be 8 wins better than...
James still out there with Mo Wins, Tristan Thompson, Channing Frye, and Iman Shumpert. LeBron found Shumpert. Closed the barn. Inside!
Leave him in that situation. He was hitting that shot in Minnesota.
Wiggins has had back-to-back 30-plus games against the Cavs. Kyrie Irving strokes it.
What type of game they want to play from the beginning?
He's got 10 points. It is 8 assists, resulted in another 21 points. That's 31.
In Washington, earlier this year, when the first returns for the All-Star game came out, and Kyrie Irving, as J.R. Smith.
A lot of intensity. We just got to get to their bodies, make it tough for them. They're going to make some shots, though.
Conversely, on the offensive end, what are you seeing there?
And his intensity for his profession has always been so much fun to watch. Love kicks it out to Jefferson. And Jefferson.
Point, but he has 6 assists coming off that bench.
When Detroit came out after the halftime break, went on a 7-0 run to start the third quarter. They led by 5, and it was all back.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., that's the 5 for Atlanta, starting this second quarter. Game 1, round 2, here in these Eastern Conference semifinals. Dellavedova, LeBron, pick and roll.
Cleveland with the fouling, Andre Drummond away from the ball. He is 1 for 6 on the free throw line. How difficult is that for you to put him on the bench?
Well, it's difficult, but you know, we can do this.
Vulnerable time right now for the Pistons and their bench.
Baines, Blake, Johnson, and Tolliver. 4 reserves out there. James gets inside, gets hit. Hope this thing evolved into a bowling discussion, but I'll take full responsibility. Well, don't bring it up then. Dellavedova. James straight on 3.
To find some guys that can come off the bench to play some big-time minutes for them to give these starters some rest, because once they go to their bench, if they're not going well, they lose the lead.
Here's Frye for 3. Got it.
Talking to Frank Vogel, he loves what this young guy has done this year.
He'll be a free agent in the offseason as Smith falls away and knocks it down.
Thinking he's going to jump the tip of his right hand. Remember, Thompson is a guy that does a lot of things left-handed.
Step back by Smith. And how many?
Played in the same Spanish league that Porzingis did a season ago. They were opponents, not teammates. Kevin Love puts it on the deck. Crashes inside. No. Got his own miss. Very strong upper body. Earl gives him 16 points, 9 rebounds a game. Milwaukee down a handful. JR looks inside of Mozgov on the thump. Shot in that first half. Miami closed the half 23-8 after the Cavaliers had closed, of course, to 5. JR sends it.
3 minutes and 40 seconds and only 4 points here in the third quarter, but they still lead by 13. Here's Kyrie Irving for 3.
Feels going, and to be in the shape that I'm in, I feel like I'm in a really good spot.
And certainly he's in great shape, as we've seen of late.
Speaking of TNT, can we boast a little bit here about DA?
Absolutely.
Our sincerest congratulations to one of the true gentlemen. There's a drive by Irving inside with Iowa State and accepts the Bulls' offer to replace Tom Thibodeau. Dellavedova is in. Shumpert finding LeBron. Mozgov doubled, splits it.
He's joined up the front with Henry Sims. Kevin Love facing the shot blocker and a reach in foul.
And he can hit that all night, so you can't back off of him on that. Either go under the pick or go around it and stay on top of it.
Kevin Love airs it out. No.
He was as a head coach. Back in that team that lost to the Lakers in the final. Shot blocked by Jackson.
And a salary dump for Phoenix at the time. Inside, they were hoping to lure LaMarcus Aldridge. Cavaliers getting sloppy here. LeBron rescued it though. Kevin Love, some space.
In Toronto, 7 minutes plus to go in this one. Can the king on? Love gets the arm up. Wraparound feed to Kevin. Escape dribble. JR. Healthy 3. The bottom. Guns.
Continue to execute.
LeBron on the catch. Renews his battle with Crowder. LeBron James on the cut. Avoided contact. JR set his feet and hit it for 3.
That's 124 for him.
Well, he's having a special night, and he feels it.
J.R. Smith out to Irving. Smith, take it to the rim, rattles around and drops.
4 of 5 from the floor, Indiana by 3. Shumpert came to the ball ready to fire. Nope.
Then you can dribble. But nobody deflected it, that's for sure. You got good eyes, Mark. J.R. Smith nails a three-point their offense.
There's no question. It starts with the defense. They guard the ball a lot better, more attention to detail, less free looks.
Irving sees an opening, finds Jefferson. Little jump hook from Jefferson.
That Jordan is one of the best. That's why he leads the league at 69% in field goal percentage.
It's funny, he had mishandled that previous pass as Irving misses that.
And he relishes the opportunity to score against big guys. Dellavedova gets a double team momentarily. LeBron sets a solid screen. Deli turned the corner as a result and flipped it in from down under.
Pete stands in front of him. 77-74. What an effort here by Kyle Lowry. Raptors staying in it. And
shoot is open.
Both teams 60% or better to start the ball game. The Piston Bad Boys, that's his voice on it. Cavaliers start the second quarter with Love Jefferson. RJ played very well the other night. Tristan Thompson, Iman Shumpert, and Matthew Dellavedova.
Oklahoma State need to see that as the third scoring option on this team's averaging 12.5 a game. LeBron's got freedom for a 3 and 3-point.
All knotted at 11. 5:35 left in the first.
Scrapping and fighting and everything they can do to get back in this game.
Jimmy Haslam's here. Maybe we can borrow some of his face masks.
Yeah, right.
Dellavedova on high. The bottom as he's stuck in it.
Well, Kev, the obvious question in the Atlanta locker room is what do you say to your team situation like this? And I was told the conversation was really about having some individual pride. They want to come out here with some
very good win against the Clippers Thursday until yesterday's big news about the coaching change.
Well, listen, Mike, there's no secret anymore. You're more vulnerable coaching-wise if you win than if you lose. It used to.
And we'll try to get as many as we can via Instagram or Twitter. And again, we want to see you, not your TV screen, wherever you are. FSO cast. J.R. Smith drops it off to Love. Wisely gives it up. Jefferson set his feet.
Against the Raptors, and we're underway. Both of these teams are very big in the three-point shooting. But you watch Cleveland now, that there'll be a lot of screening in that down on the baseline area, but this is their prime weapon.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play in the third. Hope you've enjoyed this one here on Fox Sports Ohio as the Cavs looking for win number 53 as we move in the month of April. LeBron called for it. Hot pass. He won 50 off the limp maze.
And the defensive end is where the Cavs have to change it in the second half. They can't win this game letting this team score that easy.
Rotations under pressure are keeping a team that averages 110 points a game away from the rim.
And is always very good in this building.
That's right.
Love is getting it.
As it was the final cut of the Cavaliers going back to the 2007 training camp. Been cut 6 times in his career, but has persevered. Kevin Love airs it out.
Night. Now we got excitement right here. Here's Eric and Tony.
Oh, plenty of that, Jax. Welcome back to the Heat's house. Miami up a dozen, 8:18 left, first half. A lot of great basketball still ahead. Kevin.
Corrected that, did a good job making them take tough. I thought we rebounded the ball well.
You also talked about pace, that you need to play with pace and not be stuck in the mud. How do you play so far?
Much better. You definitely made sure.
That basket, man. These guys, they may not have a good record, but they are scrapping and fighting and everything they can do to get back in this game.
Jimmy Haslam's here. Maybe we can borrow some of his face masks.
Yeah, right.
Dellavedova on high. The bottom is a
jump shot. It's a weird, but he knocks it down.
But once he lets it fly, it's got a tight rotation to it.
Yes, it does.
And he really worked hard on that a couple of summers ago after he was cut loose by New Orleans. J.R.
Just 22 points a game. We're hoping to get 10+ minutes out of Mo Williams tonight. Mo picked up by Anthony. LeBron James has Grant out. Mo left wide open.
Oh, and he couldn't get inside for the attack.
Just a little defensive subtleties.
Kevin Love attacking Ilyasova. Off the run team. You would assume eventually he'll regain his starting spot once he's physically ready. Channing Frye pulls the trigger for three.
1 point Toronto lead. Order restored in the stands. James drives on Patterson. Inside Jefferson. There
He went to trapping these actions. Has been terrific.
That foul, by the way, on Irving's third. Dellavedova looking for an opening. Throws it inside. James. Dellavedova. Channing Frye. Frye connects on a three.
Hey, Kevin Love into the mix here. Why is this so important? Because when you've got a LeBron James, nice little flare screen here for Love.
83-77. Inside of J.R. Smith as LeBron James.
Miami won that one. They're up 2-0 in the series. Dwayne Wade went for 28 points.
Everybody's complaining around the league now.
Here comes LeBron, step pass. Love gave it up. Good decision. J.R. floats him.
Not being the main guy night in and night out.
Well, there's no question about his ability to score the basketball play. He's done it for a long time. What he brings is Love
Trying to rescue it. LeBron attacking. Kevin Love to the tie. Got it!
Frye as well. Frye, we do remember the Cavs. He's playing in his 9th game with Cleveland. He's being acquired from Orlando. There's Frye right away. Knocks down the shot.
24-21. LeBron roll. Good catch. Right to the corner. Channing Frye. Like a layup. Actors you don't hear from.
You're right.
Detroit would be number 6 in the West, and they are number 9 in the East right now. Now at the top of the West, obviously, the two best teams right now. J.R. Smith for three. I just wasn't preparing myself properly, but a feverish worker is what the Boston coaching staff says about Tyler, and has worked himself back into the rotation. J.R. Smith. New Orleans, they were leading by 17 in the third quarter, wound up losing.
Well, they'll give you the opportunity. You just have to be able to take advantage of it.
J.R. switch.
To the season. So the pressure is on Bazemore and Cephalosha to play and match up with the good three-point play. Smith on the catch and think about that in points and in assists. That is staggering. It's a staggering stat.
Ron kicks it out to Frye, who just checked in, and good move.
2-point game. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Cavaliers looking for their 54th win of the season. Trying to get a little more breathing room as the number 1 seed in the East. Frye! That was deep Frye.
Weighs 4, and he's well at 6'9". You got to guard him on it.
Yes.
He's LeBron to a cutting rounds it up. Love, some space. The bottom!
That's what they are known for, is their aggressiveness paint.
J.R.
Sends it. Good again! He's Frye came in at the timeout for Cleveland. LeBron spins and finds Love from the corner. 3 games in a row.
Down, got to get our hands up. Mike.
Well, the ball movement, a big part. Detroit with 15 assists in that first half. Kyrie Irving.
Very good job of adjusting his screens at the point of the screen to get their guys quality looks.
James, meanwhile, who has struggled shooting earlier in this.
Cephalosha, who was a good performer in Chicago, and the Bulls had the good teams in the late portion of the last decade. James hits the 3.
To be physical and moving to increase the dribbler's ability to get a step. You got to call.
Switch. James picked up by. Instead, he passes it out.
Dennis Schroeder. Game 1. 27 points, 5 of 10 from downtown.
Just got screened by LeBron, who puts up a 3. He hit his first.
And get out and get easy ones.
Well, the Cavaliers have had 120 points scored in back-to-back games, so they are fine-tuning that offense. Love back in. And
the team a year ago celebrated the 50th year anniversary of their state championship. In Indianapolis, Kevin Love on the block. Against Allen, good low post defender. Now Wisely kicks it back out. J.R.
You lose that presence, and all of a sudden other guys are being asked to step up and
Coming up in a buck and a half to go in the third quarter. LeBron looking for a cutter. Trying to get Channing Frye going. Frye puts it on the deck.
7-game series. They may break the record in 4.
Well, they're doing it very easily, Mike. All of the movement is causing defensive rotation.
And to rebound, right? So he's not a single-dimensional player. You can do more. He's a good basketball player.
Love nails it.
So Cephalosha back in. He'll pick up the primary assignment. We'll watch how they do. They exchange, and Bazemore's got LeBron. Love shot fake, a take. Mr. 3.
Good play out of the timeout. And the rookie gets on the board. Drummond on James. James steps back. 2-pointer for LeBron James. He's now 3 for 7.
Like this coming into focus, you would learn that lesson and take care of business. The Cavs have not to this point in this one.
I mean, that's a great call, but the Lakers got Clarkson.
Irving turned the corner. LeBron James sets his feet, knocks it down. What do you see in season? That's tied for 5th in the league. And he adds another one here today. Plus he's got 6 rebounds. Kyrie left open defensive mistake. Made him pay for 3.
Ace in the NBA.
Now, when you're looking at Cleveland, let's face it, they're one of the top scoring teams in the league. We know the 3-ball is there. Yesterday they made 8.
Ilyasova, Fournier, Smith, and Watson.
The Cavs want to get control of the ball game before Oladipo comes back.
Kyrie Irving had a jersey grab. Still scored anyway. Back-to-back games will be in Brooklyn tomorrow night right here on Fox Sports Ohio. Here comes LeBron out high against Parker, interestingly enough. And Kyrie Irving to go with his drive game. Look out.
Well, he's going to be tough.
And he's got a smooth release. Kyrie turned the corner. Skips inside for 2.
Has come over as a 32-year-old rookie and has played well.
Played some great basketball, had 10 points and 9 assists in that Warrior game, and they really like his floor leadership. He really calms them down offensively.
Cavaliers stick with their starting 5 in the corner. Smith 3.
Who cares if he's happy? You're trying to win a playoff game. You don't necessarily want players to always...
5 starters have scored for the Raptors. Gets in the paint again, falling away.
Moore with a 2, hit a couple threes to begin the game. The Cleveland defense was number 4 in points allowed in the regular season. Number 14 in field goal defense. The defense of Atlanta coming in much higher ranked in those same 2 categories. LeBron has Cephalosha with an isolation. Posting, leaning, firing, scoring, looking. But the lead isn't greater because they've been plus 15 points in 3-point shooting. That's LeBron.
He said the first week he came to us, he noticed a mistake in our playbook, and we hadn't found it. He found it right away.
Wow.
He said he knew right then that this young man is an acumen that is to build upon. Feed Channing Frye off the bench for 3.
They have done a terrific coaching job there. Quinn Snyder, head coach, 11-point lead here. Pardon me, 9. Like I said, 11-point lead.
Our esteemed producer, we wish him the best. And he gets to keep the hat. Into the game, Channing Frye.
When he missed that first or second one, he mentally just can't seem to get it back again.
Oh, you're on the money.
See the commissioner as he makes his tour. As the NBA sit during the playoffs, taking this game in.
53-51 is their lead. They've been focusing a lot lately on offense. Got to get their defensive mojo back. Ron James gave up. Shumpert tees it up for 3. College player, 6 feet and under. Some very good names over the years. Earl Boykins, Brevin Knight, Nate Robinson.
Pass up those easy shots in the early part, especially when you're below the foul line.
It's the action. Here we go. Let's see how the Hawks have adjusted. Love's in the corner, challenged by Cephalosha, but it doesn't. Coach, you mentioned it earlier. Paul Millsap, the only Hawk to shoot a free throw. He shot all 10 of them. Love again! LeBron comes across, all the attention comes his way. Love knows where to go. And
So much about Mutombo, what he looks up to him for is because how he's helped so many kids in their country and has helped the country, building the hospital, things like that. As Irving gets inside, nice move.
Those of you who watch many of the games, you know that's where he's at his best.
So a 9-point Cavaliers lead. They have their first possession down to the post. It's James against George. Out to
earlier today on the stand-up, and that was, it's a game of coaches cannot fall here now because it's a game within the game for your two stars. Now, if you also include Irving and Westbrook, it's really 4 guys. You got to worry if your guys getting soft spots, going to them, and still winning the game. There's a lot of pressure on them.
Good shot fake by
Faster down than they want to play. You can see it. That was a rush shot that time. They're playing too fast because the Cavs defense is up in their face.
Fry puts it on the wood, squares up, and buries it long two. We start the second quarter. Iman Shumpert out there with Channing Frye, Matthew Dellavedova, Tristan Thompson, Richard Jefferson. Inside, Thompson gathered it in heavy traffic, and he scored.
They missed some shots, but more than anything, we just want to try to guard and make it hard on them.
A bigger load placed on Rodney Hood tonight. What has he shown you?
Well, that's one of the things that's helped us is Rodney's played real well. We need him to score in order for us to score, so hopefully he can do that in this fourth quarter.
By a big fella.
Remember in Phoenix 2 years ago, had a fine season, averaged 8 and 8, started 79 games on that 48-win Phoenix team. J.R. Smith fills it. Came back sooner than expected, and has been that normal warrior that he is, playing virtually every game. J.R. pirouetting.
Position, he gets the call.
You can keep your arms at your sides if you don't care. J.R. Smith for 3.
Just a question of where we're playing. Most young players, it's the other way around. Smith.
And next will be Paul Pierce. All right, Marty. When's he going to pass Paul Pierce?
Well, then I have to do some
calculation.
I have to study on that one.
On the post, LeBron says it and hits it.
Rebounding battle. They're being out-rebounded 26-19, although the Cavaliers only have 2 more offensive rebounds than them. And then getting better shot selections and not settling for jumpers, but rotating the ball and taking smart shots.
I'm looking at these numbers, plus-minus numbers, and this Lakers starting unit, awful plus-minus numbers. Minus 23, minus 25, minus 16, minus...
Keep that under double digits or you're going to have a tough time beating them. Golden State outscores their opponents by almost 16 points a game at the 3-point line.
Turnovers have been a problem for the Warriors in their losses here recently as J.R. Smith.
Williams checks in. And no Matthew Dellavedova, you may have heard by now, out with a left hamstring soreness. Hopefully he can go Friday against Boston. J.R. Smith strong. Walker was 16, 77-66. J.R. Smith, sweeping hook. Good.
Kobe on LeBron. 9 straight points now for L.A. Irving finds an opening, finds to James on the double team. James inside to Varejao.
His team a year ago celebrated the 50th year anniversary of their state championship. In Indianapolis, Kevin Love on the block. Against Allen, good low post defender. Now he's doubled. Wisely kicks it back out. JR. High rainbow. So that tells you where 36 would be. If you did it over a full season, you'd be among the league leaders in pace.
Well, it's called catching up with the leaders in the league.
A lot of big games throughout his NBA seasons. Nice feed inside, and Smith the finish goes in for DeRozan. 9-year over in Europe. And he's seen a lot of games throughout his... Love inside.
During Stanley Johnson's absence, he played very, very well for them.
Irving way outside.
It's much more compact. Spades can give them spacing.
Irving for 3. Puts it in. 7 to start the game. Irving fires. Bang! Irving. Little razzle-dazzle in the series and now thinking they can win it. Irving. Oh, nice crossover move. On the road, 24-17. Caldwell Pope harassing Irving. His norm.
Mike, you got to come up with a different term. When you're 4 for 16, that's not a struggle. I don't know what it is.
I've not seen it in the past. One thing you cannot do is relax on this Warrior team. Get not out of any ball.
Irving. Shake and bake. Jumper. J.R. Smith comes off.
So you never get a chance to sit on any of their players, and you can see the result.
He hasn't missed the last 8 shots. See if they can get it back on track here. JR. I guess Jeremy Lamb checks in.
Those he won as an assistant.
And those certainly count. Famous for those dark black glasses with the white tape as a player. JR from the shooting pocket hit the.
I had that one in my pocket.
We heard you.
All right.
Millsap got off to a quick start in the first quarter, then went cold for the second period. LeBron James still has it. Without LeBron James tonight resting, and then as Doris Burke mentioned at the top of the third quarter that Mo Williams isn't going to play again tonight after. So they are not knocking down shots. Chicago, nice give and go. Shumpert on a pass for James.
5 Houston turnovers in the quarter. Smith.
20-point game.
I like his efficiency, though, Dave. Only 11 shots. On the seasons, he struggled with his efficiency, only shooting 41%. Tonight, shooting a very high percentage.
He missed 76 games last year. He's played in all 78.
They are. Forced Delabella out of bounds at 6'4" to look over the defender and then make a good decision. Oh no!
1.4 on the shot clock for Cleveland. Dellavedova gets it to Love in time.
Perfect fit Cavalier team. 7/10 of a second remaining. Again, you can catch and even turn and shoot in 7/10 seconds. Dellavedova finds Irving for 3. Oh, he puts.
Deflect that shot.
Past the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Back cut inside LeBron.
They've won 14 straight Eastern Conference playoff games.
How about the extra games that he plays every single season and then comes back fresh and
12 of 17. 3-point Cavaliers lead. Love finds James, who got free, and an easy 2. 8 of 10 from the field. He's got 16 points. Green gets up on Kevin Love. Barbosa's guarding LeBron James. And the mismatch easily
going to go with grown man move.
Way to remind me. I like the way you did that better than the way I did.
I'm not sure about that.
5-point Pistons lead as we approach the midway point of the second. Shot clock at 5. Irving finds some space and nails. He said what set him apart was how prepared he was and how he'd do anything to help you get in a position to win. And trying to motivate his team down the stretch here. Morris gets up on Love, trying to take it away. Love gets it back, finds Dellavedova. He has 10 points. A 10-point lead as we approach 3 minutes remaining here in the second. Kevin Love, short.
Scored a basketball, plays with a lot of confidence. They need to be consistent, but he's played big for them lately.
Pass inside, poor defense. That's how.
Way to jinx it.
1 out of 2. And the Pistons by 2. J.R. Smith and Irving, and look at up top.
As Lou, but his player, I guess, rapport was very good in his assistant role. Because so many of the guys, as you see, the beautiful. Channing Frye has 7. Crushing him on the glass, as Hubie told you before. Doubling up at line.
Here's the clip. Gotta be ready for the double.
James over Cephalosha.
Clock and game clock. James drives down the lane and easy. Richard Jefferson comes in. Dellavedova is going to have to shoot it quickly. High arcing shot.
Have LeBron with this group. Now, when you look at Dellavedova and then Frye and then LeBron, you have 3 3-point shooters out there, and Jefferson makes 4. Look at that. Great dive.
Who are number 34 and who has a 5 handicap? Oh, Gabby Russell. No, that's it. Bingo Smith? No. Nate Thurman? No. Come back next week. 5 to shoot. LeBron James dancing.
Tried 20 points in 24 minutes. Back to 13 with 3.5 to play. James, nice feed to Irving. Irving.
Wow, they measured it. And so it allows him to get up and off the floor with electric ability.
His brothers are built like him also.
Yeah, got one in high school. LeBron James spinning.
And that, to me, is the right, because you got to keep a body on Drummond regardless.
14-13 now. JR quickly off the screen. Barry!
Now 31 years old.
Now this group for Cleveland out here right now, Fry and Thompson were big.
The Joseph is playing up to his contract and then some. Signed as a free agent in the offseason from San Antonio. But a good bargain for them. JR squares the shoulders.
To a hungry team, you got to establish it now. Let them know it's not going to be the same half as it was the first half.
JR sends it.
Went quite as easily. How important is it to have that long-range threat today?
Well, you know, with DeAndre protecting the paint a lot, we got to get some guys who can space the floor. So we might play Kevin a little 5, Chandler a little 5. Well, I got a minute restriction that I want to hold to. Also, that we got a few days before our next game, so I'm kind of really weighing in on both factors. I don't know right now, Rick.
Thanks.
Kyrie being outscored right now, 12-8 by Larkin. Got to go in it.
Something that you do on a nightly basis.
And for you fans that quantify that stat, 11 out of 17 field goals this season. That's 65%. The league leader is Golden State is 67%, so it puts it in perspective.
Dellavedova, Fry, James, Jefferson, and Shumpert right now out there for Cleveland. Fry wide open. Johnson guarding James. They float it up and Jefferson throws it.
Guys, their feet got tangled and he stumbled. The crowd just getting a look at it.
Backdoor Jefferson.
Stop that pick and roll. Get the ball out of his hands.
Patterson is on James. They lob it into Jefferson. James, nice feed inside. Jefferson back out to Fry. Fakes, fires, hits again. Games winning 2 game 7s against Indiana in the first round, Miami in the second round. Nice pass. Irving backs it in. What a quick two.
As we've seen Golden State do with Draymond Green, play 4-on-3 and then push the ball.
Dellavedova. Fry again. Channing Fry.
He's seen during the course of this series feels very comfortable backing in same size guard.
Alley-oop to James. Dellavedova. The score for Toronto so far.
And here's the set that they got crushed on to start the fourth quarter.
Dellavedova to James.
Those screens to make the traps harder.
James hands off. Dellavedova then sets the screen. Dellavedova gets it.
James 37 seconds of rest. Basically in both halves. Brings him back to start the fourth, and I think it's the right move.
I totally agree. We're trying to finish off a tough Raptor team.
James to Dellavedova. Dellavedova back to James. Back to Dellavedova. Beautiful right now. That J.R. Smith ends that 18-point run by LeBron James. We're at the midway point here in the fourth. Iguodala trying to stay in front. Falling away. It's good.
I agree with that. I agree with the technical foul, though. Physical taunt.
James to the basket and a foul. Yeah, just 22 points in 16 minutes of play. James drives and lays it in.
Basketball, that's quality offense for the Cavs. Continuing to stay with that 1-4 pick and roll.
Curry guarding James. Backing in. There's the double team. Can't get to the go.
Say start him, even though you play love, but Richard Jefferson in that starting lineup moving forward.
Matchups dictate lineups. Irving drives, gets bumped. Curry trying to stay with Irving. Down the lane. 26 minutes.
And Retcher Jefferson, stay ready because we're going to need you if you're the Cavaliers.
James, jump shot again. Healthy, whole, big three. Well, James with his first 30-point game of the 2016 playoffs. 31 points, 10 boards, 6 assists, 3 block shots as well. Shot clock down to 4. J.R. Smith way outside.
And I said, how concerned are you that Biyombo has almost as many rebounds as you do as a team? He said, listen, defensively we missed so many shots, I've got no problem, but we've got to keep him off the offensive glass, Mike.
For the act, the Steve Blake has come on.
Mike, and that promo was aptly named home court advantage.
J.R. Smith, catch and shoot, knocks down a 3.
Dellavedova denied by Lynn down low. J.R. Smith lying very long. J.R. backs up and hit. So many numbers close here tonight. Stuckey defending Dellavedova. J.R. off balance. Oh, he got the 14 foul on Boston in the quarter. Cavs in 3. Cavs have gone scoreless over 4.5 minutes though. That's let Boston right back in this thing. J.R. tries to end it.
Money there. And Quinn running that with Miles Turner. Now something new that we're seeing with Turner in the starting lineup. Smith at the...
All right, Al, thanks a lot. As Minnesota gets on the scoreboard, 7-2, as Towns gets the bucket. That's deflected into the hands of Towns.
15 years. He's had a terrific career in the 2 finals he played with New Jersey.
Good one, Tar Heel. That was the closest we ever came to Pictionary, right there.
Jump shots where the Pacers have, I think, get themselves back in the game and make some hay. This second unit of the Pacers has got to be really strong on the defensive end. That's why
you're supposed to be. We already know, Fred, it's not about the records.
Yep.
As we have found out with the Cavs.
Kevin Love is in the air.
So it's just 2 different ways that leaders handle their team, but just so fun to watch.
Nice pass. Down.
And Galloway got to be careful. He's an energy guy. He can get things going.
Didn't play first half. Langston Galloway. Dellavedova kept Galloway on his hip. Backside Kevin Love.
Log on to NBACares.com. Mo Williams, quick trigger after the timeout.
Toronto has a foul to give. J.R. Smith will inbound with Irving, Jefferson, James, and Fry.
Biyombo's got to stay connected to Fry.
Trying to get it to Irving. Lowry on him. James goes to the corner. James drives, kicks it out left corner for Smith. Smith missed.
Other teams being done.
By the way, Dunleavy not expected back probably after the All-Star, although he started some contact drills recently. James goes to Gasol. Side.
On the record.
J.R. Smith being guarded by Tony Allen. Chalmers on Irving. LeBron the inbounder. Always a dangerous weapon for the defense. Passing and getting it back. Irving leans, fires. Nope. And the Cavaliers.
Joseph, Patterson on James and DeRozan. 3-point three. Looking for James on a switch. James
to the corner and take away the pass to the lane. The big thing right now is force them to catch the ball out beyond the 3-point line, and then let's see what happens.
For the tie, J.R. Smith.